Hey Libra, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, you can check your other major placements. We're going to start off with this monster deck of Moonology and Work Your Light Oracle cards to see what we can, an intuitive vibe here. We'll see what we can get intuitively. And then we're going to move on to the Golden Tarot for a more traditional spread. All right, anything else for Libra? We got one card here. Oh my gosh, you guys got that card before and I love it. Possibly one of my favorite cards. All right, let's see what we've got. Well, we'll just talk about this one right. Oh man. Okay, talk about this one right off the bat. Came out first. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. So something in reality coming to fruition, becoming real, physically real, manifesting, and prosperity lies ahead. Sounds very exciting. So super good. Some sort of new activity, new, it's going someplace good, but it's just beginning. You're just at the beginning of something that's actually going to be like a real physical thing, like a job or an actual relationship or an actual couch or an actual house or something you're going to be able to see in reality. There's some sort of process underway already, but it's just beginning. It's a new moon in Taurus, new moon in grounded earth. Okay. I love this one. Align your life. Well, I don't love this one. I was talking about a different one, and then I picked up this one. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So you figured out that there seems to be some shifts that need to happen. Maybe some shifts in perspective, some shifts within. That can always feel a little bit strange or a little bit scary. You know, it's important to allow ourselves to shift and grow without saying that we were wrong before, right? Without triggering some sort of like, no, I can't be wrong. I was doing my best. Like, yeah, you were doing your best and you went wrong. And it brought you to this point where you get to see more. It's like going on a hike where you can't see the peak where you're going when you first embark on the hike. And you hit a peak and you're like, yay, I hit the peak. I'm at the top. And then you see, oh, and we plateau for a while and then there's another top. So it's just, you know, you're doing your best the whole way. And it's not that that first peak was the wrong peak. It was just one of the peaks on the way to wherever you're going, which is probably not a destination. It's a journey, the whole thing. So align your life. Something needs to, you're seeing that something needs to shift, something needs to change, some sort of perspective, some sort of way that you're doing things or something like that. Something's not quite working here. Your soul is calling you to do something. Are you listening to it? So making sure that we're listening closely and carefully and quietly. Because once we stop this thing up here, the other things can start to bubble up. More of our soul calling can bubble up. So what is your soul calling you to do? Answer the call. Align your life. Answer the call. Prosperity lies ahead. Awakening. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So you're learning, I feel like this aligning your life is you're figuring out a new way to sort of function in the world, a new way to be you. Not a different you, but a new, just as you as you've always been, but a new way to be you, a new way to express that, a new way of being, integration. So sort of a, like I was saying with the hike, sort of a leveling up feeling. Not that where you've been before has been wrong or anything's been wrong with it, but just allowing yourself to shift to see that there's more. There's more. There's always more. So you're being called to sort of align. You're feeling some sort of feeling that you need to sort of shift something, shift a new way, shift the way you interact with the world, shift the energy. This can happen mentally, this can happen physically, spiritually, you know, shifting your energy, shifting how you view something. Mantras always help, you know, and you may not even, the thing with mantras is that you know where you're going when you're shifting. You're like, I want to shift to, you know, prosperity lies ahead. I want to shift to this belief, to this understanding. But sometimes we're shifting and we're moving and we're growing and we don't know where we're going with it. We just know like, oh, I'd like to be a little more, grounded, a little more, or a little more in control of my energy. Not control, but a little more able to manage and shift my energy. Or just wanting to be more positive, wanting to be more, and you don't necessarily know how that's going to happen, but you're committed to the process here. So, there's something calling you to sort of find new pieces of yourself, or integrate new pieces of yourself into your life. And then you do have help here. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. You have a lot of help and a lot of support. I hope you're feeling that. I know I've been feeling that a lot lately, that there is just so much support here. And we're going someplace pretty awesome. You're going to need to shift a little bit to get there, but you do have help. Actually, this is ancient ancestors stand beside you. I feel that they can sometimes also guide people into your life, mentors or teachers or even books that are going to be really helpful into your life to help you do that. So it's not just spiritual, but the spiritual realm could be helping you to connect with people, connect with information that's already here and already been put in physical form for you. So it's not that you just have to get the spiritual feeling. It's that other people can be here and kind of produce something that's here to help you, and your guides may just be here helping you find those things as well. So you are not alone. It feels like you're on a journey, maybe even with some other people, to do some upgrading, some integration. Oh, I love how this what needs to be aligned in your life and integration. So I really like that combination. It almost seems like there's an ideal that you're not quite embodying here that needs more integration. All right, Libra, let's see here. Oh shit, my good. That's not how that's supposed to go apparently. Okay, overall energies, we have King of Swords, a very balanced understanding of these are going to be overall energies because they popped out while I was trying to figure out when I was going to cut the deck for you guys. So King of Swords energy, fairness, right to rule. He's very fair with grace and understanding extenuating circumstances. He understands sort of everybody's story. So there's sort of a global understanding, clarity, clear communication, clear, compassionate, yet true communication. Yet clear communication, true communication, compassionate communication here. We have a person possibly that we're dealing with that's going to be communicating or is communicating something very clearly, and they're going to be fair about it. This could be you, because of course gender doesn't matter in this situation, or this could be somebody else. And then we also have a king and a queen. We have a King of Swords and a Queen of Cups. And so this is somebody getting really clear on how they feel. Getting clear on how they feel and how they think. So maybe that's what needs to be integrated. Maybe you think something, but you don't yet feel it. Or maybe you feel something, but you don't understand how. I'm going to say I think it's that you think something, you have an ideal, you think something, but you're not quite able to feel it or embody it. And that could be what needs integration here. So, but the Queen of Cups is journaling things out. My current journal actually looks exactly like this. She's journaling things out. She's thinking about things. She's thinking about her feelings. So the King is more about a global sense of, and it's a sword. So it's thinking about what's good for everybody, what's good for the kingdom. And the Queen's, regardless of gender, are just sort of more internal, thinking about the universe within, and the King of Swords is about the universe without and within. So, but the Queen is about the universe within, and Queen of Cups is going to be really trying to explore and understand her feelings, and possibly some love too. There's intellect and emotion, both here. Inner emotions and outer intellect. All right, Libra. This is your past. Whoa, that's really funny. That's strength, something that's taken a lot of strength. This reading's a little like starting a little funny. So something that's taken a lot of inner strength, a lot of power to endure. All right, Libra. This is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Holy crap. All right. Okay. In the recent past, we have King of Cups. We have another king, and now we have two kings, and we've got the King of Swords, King of Cups, and the Queen of Cups, both here together. Very emotionally connected power couple, emotional within and without being understood. Here's a King of Cups. He's very zen. He's someone in your past. Possibly they've been, there's been this sort of roiling reality here, this wild reality, and there's their cup just sitting there, just being a cup, not tipping over in the winds and in the storm, but very solid, very grounded cup here. So we have someone, male or female, from your recent past, who is sort of a master of calm, and they keep their calm for the good of the whole community, like we were talking about. They keep their calm when dealing with everybody, when dealing with every situation. And it's not that it's a forced calm, it's a calm while also integrating all of the information from around them, all of the emotional information. They can handle their emotions just fine. They are very emotionally stable. They're able to handle a lot of tumult in their life while remaining very grounded and stable. So this might have been you. This might have been an energy. Being a court card, it makes me think it's someone that you've known, someone that you've had experience with in your recent past, that is this grounded and is able to sort of remain in a position of power and mastery no matter what is going on around them. It's possibly one of my favorite cards because it is so, such a high level of being able to deal with our emotions, which are so wild and so topsy-turvy and so coming in, hot here all the time, at least for some of us, and being able to just integrate that information and being very emotionally stable. I really like that. And then we have, in the current situation, we have Eight of Swords, feeling trapped, feeling stuck, feeling like you can't do anything, you can't see anything. This is an energy that you're probably in right now about a certain situation. You're not stuck. You're actually, your bondage here has a little bow on it, so you can just pull a little string and you're free. And then you can undo your blindfold. There's something you're not seeing on purpose. You don't want to see it. Some of us don't want to see bad things and also don't want to see good things. We're maybe not quite ready to see good things. So it could be that too. I mean, because what can't she see? Her very clear path through these swords. She's choosing not to see the path. She could easily untrap herself. She might feel or have the impression that she's surrounded by swords and she's sort of stuck in an intellectual prison. And she is stuck in an intellectual prison. And the prison is up here. This is her intellectual prison. And she is trapped in it. So as long as she wants to stay trapped, she can stay trapped. But freedom is hers as soon as she feels like it. She can just very gently undo her own bondage. So this is a bondage of the mind. This is about self-talk. And maybe this is talking about what needs to change, what needs to shift. Is this misunderstanding about or refusal to understand about how much freedom you actually do have in a situation, because you all have the freedom to move it forward, to go forward, and you also have the freedom to fuck up royally. And I think that's why a lot of people stay here in this mental prison of I can't do that, I can't go there, I'm stuck, I'm trapped, there's nothing I can do here, I'm at the end, I'm absolutely trapped. I mean, these are thoughts that we have when we were talking about mantras. Talk about a mantra. I think that a lot of people, in myself sometimes included, have this mantra of, oh no, I could never do that. Oh no, I cannot do that. And every time we say that, we just get more and more trapped up here. So we were talking about integration and what needs to change, and I was talking about a little bit of this mentality, actually, of powerlessness, a choice to feel powerless. What if she felt powerful? Well, then she could make some really big mistakes. If she was powerful, she could slide down this hill, she could fall off a cliff. If she just stays there, nothing bad will ever happen. Nothing good will happen either, but nothing bad will happen. So she's just like, I can't do anything. It's the mental prison that we put ourselves in. And I feel like you're being called forward. You're being called to do something, but you're not doing it yet. You're feeling stuck in a place where you shouldn't be stuck. This is no prison. I mean, there are real prisons, right? We can all agree there are real, actual prisons, but this one isn't one of those prisons. So it's a prison of the mind. How sad that is, to imprison ourselves like that and not embrace all the power that we can, all the power that we do have in this life. We don't have infinite freedoms, but to not embrace the freedoms that we do have, to not use those, that seems sad. Kind of a waste. And then in your hopes and fears, we have a Knight of Swords, communicating fierce truths. This is, I think, what you don't want to do in this Eight of Swords. What you're avoiding, what you're saying you can't do, is communication having to deal with, and truth, harsh truths. He's, slaying a dragon with truth, with understanding, with clarity, very bravely, very courageously, slaying some sort of pesky dragon that's been bothering the populace. And it's a communication. Our knights are going to be talking about usually communication of some kind. And this is one that's very true. It's very sharp. It's very true. And this is what, I think this is what you feel like you're being called to do, is to share some true communication. To share something very honestly, to slay some sort of pesky problem in your life by communicating very clearly about it. And I don't think you want to, and I don't think you want to see that you can. I don't think you want to see that you can. Or this could be also hoping for someone else to say something, hoping for someone else to come in with their true communication, with their true understanding, and slay the pesky dragon. I think this is both your hope and your fear. I think, because this is talking a lot about fearing seeing the truth, and maybe even fearing taking action. She's afraid of herself taking action, or this person here is afraid of themselves taking action. And this is here in your hopes and fears. Yeah, you want the dragon slayed. You don't want to do the slaying, but you'd like that dragon slayed. So instead you have a little fantasy about someone else coming in and slaying the dragon, bringing out the truth to put to rest the pesky situation, right? You'd rather someone else did that. But here, with this Eight of Swords here, I really see that we're talking about you not wanting to do this. You both hope for the outcome, but you don't want to take the action that brings you there. You're hoping for bravery, hoping for courage. Pesky little problem, this pesky little dragon. How are we going to get rid of that pesky little dragon? With truth, with an idea, with a communication, with bravery and courage. I mean, because I do want to go back here with this Eight of Swords. We have this bravery. Because the tangle is up here in her mind that she's trapped, it is going to take a huge amount of bravery and courage to undo this, right? Because what if it's worse than what she thought? Why would she want to see this? Why would she want to see what she believes she's going to see when she takes off this mask, when she takes off her blindfold? She doesn't want to see what she's going to see when she takes off the blindfold, what she thinks and she's prepared to see when she takes off the blindfold. But we can see that when she takes off the blindfold, she's going to be very pleasantly surprised. However, the courage it will take to take off that blindfold, to allow her own power to come into the situation, that's going to take a huge amount of courage. The courage of the knight here, and that's what she wants. That's what you're hoping for. In your what's at issue here is a rebirth, a new beginning. This is death in the reverse. So this is a big huge new shift in your life. Big, big, big major arcana shift. This is the only major arcana I have in the actual spread. We have strength over here in the overall, and we have death reversed. This is rebirth. Rebirth after an ending. And I think, based on what I see here, I think it's freaking you out. I think maybe you in the past have been a very stable person. You've known stability, but this new birth here is freaking out. One thing I do really love about this card in this reading is that we have these angels that are midwifing, right? And then I usually talk about the midwifing angels of death, sort of, right? We've got the midwifing angels of life and birth, and here they are. Here's the medical team, your midwife, your doula, your midwife's assistant, and even 911 on speed dial in case something goes wrong. The doctor's on call in case anyone needs, you know, advice or anything like that. You've got this whole team here, and you've got this whole team. But I think that this rebirth could be freaking you out a little bit, because in the past we have the King of Cups, a lot of emotional stability. You may be losing a little bit of grip on that emotional stability that maybe you've known before. So this is a rebirth. This is about a rebirth here. And what is this? This Eight of Swords when she takes off her wands. It's a rebirth of her mind, not her situation, not her physicality. It's a rebirth of her mind when she takes off that blindfold and sees the truth of her situation and that it's not bad and it's not terrible. Once she sees the truth of that, then she, which will take a lot of courage to get out of this mental habit here, which is what the Eight of Swords looks like. Then she moves forward, right? Then she has no more excuses to stay trapped, to stay stuck, to stay where she is in this, dare I say, slightly comfortable, at least not dangerous feeling place, right? In your environment, you have Two of Coins. There's a lot you're juggling. Are you doing it perfectly? Probably not. You got a lot to juggle here. This can be a side story of just like, also, there's a lot going on. Other than this rebirth situation and this part of your life, you've got a lot going on here. Juggling just quite a bit. Not quite sure you can manage the whole thing. Some imbalance seems to be happening. Oh, look, it's the topsy-turvy ocean that the King of Cups in your past has been sort of a master of. I almost want to call him a Poseidon. He's like the god of this ocean. Not that, but he's not a Poseidon that controls it. He's just a Poseidon that rules it, or not rules it, but just, he's not the boss of it, but because he can't control it, but he can control his responses to it. So he's sort of an emotional Poseidon here, right? And then now we've got this guy, we've got the same water situation back here, topsy-turvy ships. It almost looks like the same ship here, the same exact little ship here, just about to tip over, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot that's being juggled right now. And maybe you're not feeling as in control of your emotions or your life as you did at one point. Wow. Then we go to Ten of Swords. This is your to-do list. This is the end. This is the end of some sort of, I mean, we're talking about a rebirth here, but I guess what we're talking about is ending some sort of really painful situation so that the rebirth can come in, you know? So ending this really painful situation, bringing it to an end, the stabs in the back, there are no more swords here. There's no more pain to be had in this situation. It sits right underneath this Eight of Swords thing. So it's like seeing the ending, bringing some sort of situation. There's a dawn coming here, right? We have the rebirth card already. There's a dawn coming here. But and these swords, this is communication. Maybe receiving, being ready to receive the final blows. Being ready to receive the final blows of a situation, to let it finally put in the last sword. If you're afraid of something, I feel like this card, your to-do list, is asking you to open up. Open up to the last bits of pain that this situation has to offer you. You're already at 8 of Swords, right? You get to 10 of Swords, you get the new thing. You get to go in a different direction, go to a new place, and maybe you don't want to and you're afraid of it. There are a lot of swords here. Honestly, we've got 8 of Swords, Knight of Swords, King of Swords, 10 of Swords. This reading has a lot to do with truth, with communication, and with honesty. So just allow those swords to come in, I guess, and end this difficult time. This thing you didn't want to see, rip off the blindfold and allow open yourself up to the ending of a situation, to the final truths that need to come in here, the final communications. But what it does is it brings in a new birth. But we're sort of a little bit stuck in the birth canal, I think, because we haven't allowed the old thing to end. We haven't allowed it to end completely. So we're a little bit maybe stuck in the birth canal. This rebirth is coming in, and we have to let go of something here, or end something. In a way, bring out, we're having this fantasy of being this Knight of Swords, bravely bringing out this truth and communication. And maybe this 10 of Swords is like killing the dragon of your past, or the dragon of something that's caused you an abundance of harm. But it's time to bring that to an end, that situation to an end. Is it the whole situation? I don't think we're throwing the baby out with the bathwater here. I think it's some way of viewing, and it's some way of viewing the situation. It's some way that you are in a situation, some way of the person that you are in a current situation, that you can stop doing that. It's time to end being that person in a way, and allowing this new integration for a new person. Not a new person, but just the next peak in your personal growth to come. You've conquered this mountain. Like, be the person that conquered that mountain. And then where we're going, a possible outcome here is 2 of Wands. Planning, focus. This is really good. Understanding something, clarity, focus. The 2 of Wands, it's still like something in the beginning stages, but you're starting to plan and figure out. And I think it's planning and figuring out this rebirth. And yeah, some sort of planning stages. You start planning for this prosperity, I think. Because this guy's looking at his ships coming in, right? Or looking for them to come in. He can't see them. They're someplace on the globe. But he's calculating. He's figuring out how to get things done. He's got 1 wand in intuition and 1 wand in intellect. So he's walking both. He's both intuiting something that's coming, and he's planning for it also, which is, I believe, kind of one of the steps of manifestation. So prosperity lies ahead. So start planning for something. Once you allow sort of this way you have of being that is not for your highest good anymore, of seeing a situation that isn't working for you anymore, then you're going to actually start planning with some sort of intuitive next step. He's our calculator, right? 2 of Wands. Wands are about intuition, but the 2 is about, it's sort of not outside the sweet, but it is something, yeah, it is. It's sort of the opposite of the sweet. So it's about not intuiting something, but planning something. Oh, right. Oh. I don't know that I've ever gotten this card. We've got winter, so some sort of break from something. Love makes all things possible. Take your time, commit to your inner journey, and don't give up. The Divine Mother is always there. Is always there. Success will be yours. Yeah. All right, Libra, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes and your comments and your subscribes. I very much appreciate them.